Thank you very much. I'm the last one before coffee break, so please be patient. It will be less than 5 minutes. Okay, Bog to everyone. It's Bog. Okay.
Hello in Croatian.
First Lady of Croatia, Minister for Health, WHO Executive Director for European Region, members of the Network of Partners of European Leaders, my Secretary of State of my government, dear participants, good morning, and I would like to thank Dr. Music and the WHO Regional Director for Europe for inviting me to participate in this summit on childhood obesity. At this point, please, Rob, I'd like to send Mr. Kluger my very best wishes for a speedy recovery. Dr. Music and Rob Butler have spoken before me, as well as the Minister and Mayor of Zagreb, and all of them have made it clear that obesity is both a complex, multifactorial disease on its own right and a risk factor for many other diseases that affect multiple body systems and also leaves behind a difficult-to-erase metabolic and psychological footprint. We have the figures and the evidence of the tremendous public health problem that childhood obesity represents. The most basic and devastating fact is that, according to the European Childhood Obesity Surveillance Initiative, we have heard before, 1 in 3 school-age children are living with overweight or obesity. We are here today because of this reality and also because, in general terms, we have heard before, not a single member state of the region is currently on track to reach the target of halting the rise in obesity by 2025, as reflected in the latest WHO European Regional Obesity Report. Therefore, the WHO points to the causes by which children begin to fall ill and become obese. I'll try to say it quickly: low or no breastfeeding, misleading unhealthy complementary foods, abundance of cheap unhealthy food locally. When I say unhealthy food, I said ultra-processed food. Extensive marketing and availability of unhealthy food, poor quality school food, limited options for physical activity, low health literacy, and fewer financial and psychological resources. And these children will very likely become adults with poor health. Governments and public health officials are very aware of this problem, but its dimension is so complex and serious, and its approach so extensive that it requires multidisciplinary efforts, sustained and complementary efforts that challenge each and every citizen in the European region of WHO. It is not as simple as stating that the classic risk factors associated with the development of obesity are excessive calorie consumption along with sedentary lifestyle. It goes beyond the usual formula of calories in, calories out. The current obesity epidemic cannot be explained in this way. Due to the complexity described by the scientific community, we must refer the social, environmental, and economic determining factors, and again, I'll be quick. Obesogenic digital food environments, lack of investment in health prevention, research, chrono disruption or circadian dysregulation, epigenetics and fetal programming, public awareness of obesity as a risk factor, mental diseases, endocrine disrupting chemicals, dietary patterns, intestinal microbiota, vulnerability of many communities, lack of knowledge about basic health and self-care issues, and lack of access and availability of healthy foods. Because obesity is also a symptom of inequality, as every indicator shows. As you can see, it's not easy to rigorously address the nature and the defining factors that affect childhood obesity. Let me just give you a glimpse of 2 last points for your consideration. There are sectors of society that have denounced that they consider to be fatphobic and weight-centric approaches. It is evident that when a child, and I insist, this applies to 1 in 3, When a child suffers from this disease, their entire environment, family, school, health system, community, must help protect and activate the solution because their health and mental condition are at stake. In this sense, the scientific community is moving towards a shift, a paradigm, in order to have other measuring instruments beyond BMI and to include body composition and other more precise and comprehensive parameters and biomarkers. And second, of all the factors that I have mentioned, I want to focus on one to which the WHO grants special importance: health literacy. This concept encompasses the personal knowledge and competencies that accumulate through daily activities and social interactions and across generation. And it is a potentially unrecognized obesity determinant because it means the degree to which individuals have the capacity to obtain, process, and understand basic health information and services needed to make appropriate health decisions. In fact, WHO has been recommending for decades not only the systematic integration of health literacy in school curricula, but also raising awareness through hard-hitting campaigns similar to those against smoking. There is still much to be done. If the epidemic of childhood obesity and overweight continues to increase, it could neutralize many of the health benefits that have contributed to achieving current longevity figures. Sandhya, something that the WHO and Sandhya have been warning about for some time. The path is very difficult, but there are no shortcuts. Governments, the private sector, societies, health officials, and the scientific community all know this, and it is important that all communities and all individuals know it too. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you.